Hello everybody and welcome on into episode 12 of the New World Top 5. If you want to send in a clip for the top 5, you can send that to Kristofer at pvpnewworld.com. Starting us off today, we've got Rawberry, and yeah, look at that insane damage off that combo. The detonate into the execute, and he kills the guy from full health. This is a crazy build. 6.7k execute on that poor archer after hitting him with the shield bash. And Rawberry right away switching to the player with the spear, staying on top of him with the sword and shield, and he just sticks to that poor guy, finishing him off very quickly, taking a few arrows as well as he does it. And then Rawberry uses the gap closer, gets himself a little bit of cover. And now I think he's going to go for this enemy archer. He waits for it, lands the first stagger into the stun, and the execute for 5k damage, the dots on top of it. And man, this build hits so hard. Oh my god, such a cool setup. And seeing execute being used and coming into popularity, really nice. Well played to Rawberry. He does pick up the last kill at the end there. Moving on to the next clip, we've got Roxie DFO playing some Fire Staff and Rapier, my personal favorite weapon set. And he's hanging out inside of the 3v3 arenas. And of course, his team is struggling. He is losing his friendly players. All of his friendlies end up going down, but Roxie managing to pick up a nice riposte and then right away hitting him with the backstab to finish one of the players off. And now he's got two left on top of him. And Roxie pops his stone form and then goes aggressive here. He manages to soak up a decent amount of damage with the stone form and gets into the burnout. Unfortunately, the blunderbuss player actually hit the root, so the burnout had a little bit of a weird pattern there, but Roxie using that speed from Rapier, breaking a little bit more distance. He's trying to get on top of the enemy mage and just ignore the bruiser here. Definitely the right call target-wise, because the bruiser is going to be a lot more durable and difficult to take down. And here we go. Roxie goes again for the burnout, managing to split the two in a pretty decent fashion, and then he jumps on top of the Ice Gauntlet player, managing to get decent damage with the Rapier. There's the riposte with the Rapier as well, and Roxie leaves the tank there, trying to go around the other side, but the Blunderbuss Ice Gauntlet player ends up going back behind the tank. So Roxie, again, is just trying to fight for position to get on top of this enemy mage, uses the burnout again to retreat. And now he's got the mage at half health. This is a good opportunity here. The flesh to get on top of him. And there's the riposte again. Have the tanky player just hold still for a moment. Roxie feeds him a few heavy attacks. Goes for the pillar as well. Still really good damage on that mage. And Roxie is just keeping the pressure on. Does land the burnout. And there's a big fireball too. He just misses that flesh. And the riposte for the third time. This tank just keeps walking right into it. Beautiful play there with the flesh to finish off that player. And now Roxie's got just the enemy tank left. And I love what happens here. I find Sword and Shield, if you're playing this weapon combo, can be very tricky to get through if your opponent has a strong block and they use it a lot. Roxie is just blasting this guy with fireballs, but this guy's not even standing in front of him. He's just trying to hide behind the pillars until he no longer can. And the fire just doesn't allow him to get any cover. And Roxie jumps right on top of him, starts putting that pressure in. There's a nice riposte again. He hits him with just one heavy attack, bonking him almost into the fire. Really nice dodge on the iframe on the incoming stun there, and he does a great job timing the dodge on the explosion as well. And Roxie just doing a fantastic job winning this trade. I don't think this guy hit him once in this exchange. And the fire circle's coming in. Roxie goes for that last second riposte. And yeah, now they're going to start getting fried. I think the tank definitely has an advantage there, but Roxie does get the win. Good stuff. Next up, we have got Edo, and he is playing in a 2vx with Blunderbuss and Great Axe. They get into the back of this outpost. There are so many enemy players there, and Edo right away picking off a kill on one of the enemy players, working his way up to the top, and he starts engaging with the spear player. Gets great damage with the Blunderbuss. Fantastic combo, and Edo himself taking a lot of damage. Just managing to sneak away with the gap closer on the Great Axe, and he waits at the bottom here. A little bit of a cut. I'm assuming he runs away and comes back, and now he's got more players just waiting for him here. All the friendlies have died, and Edo gets a fantastic combo. Just really good timing on that too, and he manages to bring that player down. It does look like he has a friendly player coming behind him as well, and finishing off the spawner there. Edo right away going for pressure on top of the Great Axe and Hatchet player. This guy's doing a good job dodging a lot of it, but there's a big connection from Edo there and a beautiful cancel. The light attack into the charge. Very, very fast move for the Great Axe when you time it right. And then he comes back around here, and they manage to flip it for their team. Well played. For the next clip, we've got Ontheattack, and he is playing Ice Gauntlet and Blunderbuss in OPR. And he engages with this enemy Blunderbuss Fire Staff, I believe. Really good damage with the explosion on the grenade into the Blunderbuss combo. The enemy player forced to retreat, and on the attack right away, seeing the two melees, puts down the Ice Shower, and this is great. It buys him a lot of safety from these guys, forcing them to move around it, and a huge combo on this guy as he's trapped in the Ice Storm. The enemy player blowing his stamina bar as well, and Edo just getting the last little bit of that combo in with the Blunderbuss, and man, he has got crazy damage on this build. Really good placement with that heavy attack to snipe the last player. And now back to the Fire Mage. He is shooting his Blunderbuss at Edo. Edo's just going to chase him down and get on top of him. There he does land the Ice Storm. There is the Immobilize from the heavy attack. And this guy just gets blasted. Edo traps him again with the Ice Shower. Oh my god. The heavy attack to finish him off. Well played. And finally, for the last fight, we have got Lord Gank and Toodles, and they're doing a little bit of 2vx inside of Outpost Rush, and they get towards the enemy outpost here. There are two enemy players on the flag, and Toodles and Lord Gank just putting big boy damage into these guys. The Fire Staff, the Ice Gauntlet, and then Lord Gank's also got the Blunderbuss. And a little bit of time goes by, and the enemy team is starting to recapture. It looks like they actually recaptured the center. Lord Gank goes for that burnout into the Shrapnel Blast, bringing one player down. Goes for his Detonate rune here. I think he tried to get the knockback. Unfortunately, the enemy player did avoid it, but he still manages to land that Detonate, and just so much AoE coming down from the Ice Gauntlet and the Fire Staff. From Toodles, and Lord Gank managing to pick up a kill with his Fire Staff there as he retreats out, quickly healing up, and Toodles is going to go back out the door. Lord Gank's going to work his way in here, and I love this. Look how they're switching between the doorway like this, constantly moving, making themselves a hard target, and Lord Gank is just going to be patient at the doorway with Toodles here. I think they just killed another player in the doorway, and it looks like his burnout's ready. So he goes for the burnout into the middle here, almost gets towards the Fire Mage on top, but this guy drops off the side right away, starts going for the Flamethrower. Lord Gank with that nice connection, the Fireball into the Pillar of Fire as well, and then finishing him off with Toodles outside the outpost there as he tries to get away, and Lord Gank taking quite a bit of pressure from the rest of the enemy players in here too. The Archer up top doing a lot of damage to him, so he manages to kite off the side, and I think him and Toodles regroup, and they come back in towards the middle here right away, bringing one of the enemy players down, and Lord Gank goes for that burnout. The enemy player trapped in the Ice Shower there. Lord Gank gets a good knockdown on the Greatsword player, hits him with the Fire Staff right away, and he's going to turn around, chug his potions. Third friendly players come into this fight, but Lord Gank and Toodles are killing off so many red players. He turns his attention to the Archer up on the top here, goes for the Detonate into the burnout, managing to connect the Detonate, not the burnout though, and there's the Fireball to finish that guy off. And well, that is where the clip ends, but fantastic combination with these two, doing a great job supporting each other, putting that damage in. All right, everybody, that is the end of the episode. We've got one more bonus clip for you guys here by Rawberry, because this build is just nuts. Oh my god, I absolutely love seeing it, and I love his timing, just waiting for the end of the riposte. Thank you so much to everybody for sending in those clips. If you guys want to see anybody featured in today's episode, I've got links to their channels down below, so be sure to check out these fine content creators. My Twitch is in the link down below if you want to watch some live gameplay from me. Check out pvpnewworld.com for a ton of written guides to a bunch of different PvP builds. And of course, if you have a clip that you want to see in the top 5, you can send that to Kristofer at pvpnewworld.com. A big thank you to our sponsor, ExpressVPN, for sponsoring the show. They can keep you safe on the internet, and you can get a deal with your first purchase with the link down below. And last but not least, a massive thank you to all of my patrons on Patreon for supporting. Thank you, everybody, just for tuning in and watching. I hope you all enjoyed this episode, and I hope you're looking forward to more in the future. Have a good night, everybody, and I'll see you next time.